like charity when you're with me. Just like knowing that I'm the best you'll ever get. I'm the best that you'll ever get. You know it's true. And try to find the man in my dreams.
Hi, my name's Kat Penkin, this is Joe Warriner, and this is how we made my song Best You'll Ever Get, which is semi-upbeat.
This is the first song we wrote.
This is the song that made me want to choose you as the producer for this EP.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank God.
I knew this EP was coming up. I started figuring out how I wanted it to sound. I wrote the chorus and brought it to you, and instantly you got the vibe of it. This song is just a bit of a joke about someone that I don't even know what to say, I dated. He wasn't like the best kind of person, so to make a kind of fun, sassy diss track, which just also in the genre of what I wanted to do, it just felt right. I had the little,
you had
just like knowing that I'm the best you'll ever get. I was really inspired by Please 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 that had just come out, and I really liked how she goes down in her voice. With this one, it's like for the B part of the chorus, halo around your nose, your only bills on a plate, and I just really loved the way that it went down with all those like really beautiful harmonies, so that was a big inspiration.
So I think we started with this bass line actually. Obviously we didn't do all these harmonies, that was later, and there's 1,000 of them. Kat loves to do 1,000 harmonies.
I likes to take them out when I'm not looking.
It's like knowing that I'm the best you'll ever get.
Then we kind of built around it. Use a lot of flange and like phase and tremolo on a lot of this stuff. Put a synth bass under it as well.
Comes in really punchy, and it kind of keeps that same energy the entire way. The way that it's able to keep the same energy the whole way through without feeling dry or dead or like repetitive.
I think with the bass that's kind of driving it's like dun dun dun. The hats are also following that, and I think just that keeps the rhythm of the whole song.
And vocally as well, normally I'm a bit of like a belter, and it's a bit like hard for me to always go to that softer side. For this one, because it's right there in the middle of my register, I could have been like, hey, just like knowing that I'm the best you'll ever get. Felt right with the melody to be like, I just like knowing that I'm the best.
If you dive into the million harmonies that we've got, so we've got the vocoder there. Add in the harmonies as well.
I'm the best you'll ever get.
This is like an element in a lot of the songs I like to do, but this one really is a big harmony relier, especially in the second verse, probably my favourite bit.
An angel.
There's a lot going on, but it all really fits nicely together.
Some electric guitars.
I'm the best that you'll ever get.
That's quite cringy to listen to.
Yeah.
Set the tone for the whole EP.
Distract me while you go to work.
I just love everything about this song. It feels so ABBA. When I was a little girl, I used to like wake up in the morning on a Saturday and make my dad put in a tape of like ABBA's biggest hits, and it just felt like it would fit into that. It feels authentic.
Started on piano and wrote the song rather than bass line or like some
we
drums
went old
and
school.
bass.
Who'd have thought?
Just you singing a melody, some of the soulful chords.
I like a bit of a weird chord in there, something that like is a bit unexpected, which I think we get in the things to distract me while you.
Kind of got this like pluck.
I love that sound.
Drums in here, we've got some bells. Abstract textures.
I mean, even now when you're playing that under, I was like, oh, I didn't know that was there. We haven't actually got like a lot of ad-libs and stuff, and normally obviously we've got lots of harmonies, but there's this one ad-lib which every time I hear it, like literally makes my whole body go ugh, and it goes, things to distract me while you go to work, and it just feels so beautiful over the top of all those harmonies and everything.
I'll put the guitar in, so shout out Nathan.
I can find some things to distract me while you go to work.
We don't want the production to like, overpower the song.
Yeah.
It's quite soft, and it's like you're saying, it's like a love song.
It's just something that I can imagine me being like a little girl, like dancing around the room and like listening to it and just loving it. So that's why I think this song holds like a special place for me. I'm quite proud of like the lyricism of the song. I always love a middle A. We were trying to see if it would fit in, but it just didn't really fit. Changed the chords up a little bit, and I feel like the outro now is one of my favourite bits.
Yeah, we ended up going from the major to the minor, and then I think that just like inspired us to like get to the next section.
Just kind of flowed together, and I just like love the lyrics like, I'll hang out with your brother, I'll make something nice for supper. It just feels really like she's just there and she's just got nothing else to do, but she's just waiting for him to come home, and I just feel like it ties the song off really beautifully.
Go to work.
I think everything about that song just works for me. Everything. I love it.
I know what you're doing.
It was the last song on the EP that we needed, and we knew it needed to be upbeat. You're not always doing what you feel like doing that day. You've kind of got to do what's like, okay, we need this kind of track. I was making you listen to lots of Madonna.
You started with the bass line.
No. You already had this.
Totally did it wrong.
To be fair, that's exactly how it went.
Can we cut this bit out?
No. The way that the vocals are done and like sung, it's got like a kind of country tone to it, which I feel like helped me to make it a bit more unique. And then obviously we've added like lots more stuff. It was just a kind of skeleton production when you brought it to me. I remember just getting that chorus and being like, 'cause I'm a lover for you.
But what inspired
the lover for you? It was one of these songs where I didn't have to pull on any particular personal experience. This was one of the songs where I was like, I'm just going to make up a scenario in my head and pull from this fake scenario. When I first started writing it, there was like a version where it was like, maybe she's going to a gig and she sees the guy on stage and she's like, I'm in love, like I want this, and everyone here is wanting a piece of you. Everyone in the room is just a lover for you. It was nice writing to something that was already kind of existing, but obviously we made our own, especially like the pre. We need something ridiculous in there, so I'll just scream no.
A lot of it's like riding on the bass.
Burned by ugly dudes.
We had no kind of expectations on like what we were going to make that day. We just knew we wanted it to be fun.
I just kind of jumped on here, we're just messing around.
I was sitting there. It like fell out of the sky, the song.
You started like riffing some melodies and like concept. I think this kind of came quite naturally.
Bit of a word vomit.
I then started adding some drums, quite like 80s themed.
Yeah. I just actually remembered I did have inspiration for the word slow hanging fruit, because I'd never heard that before, and I was listening to the Council podcast and they were like, this is low hanging fruit but he's like really ugly, and I was like, oh, I really like that saying, I want to put that into a song. I hadn't written the pre, but we had the verse and then we started working on the chorus. I didn't realise, but I'd accidentally done a key change and you were there like, no.
I was like, what's going on? There's 1,000 harmonies. Kat obviously loves.
Never learn, get burned by ugly dudes.
This was your idea.
Attitude.
You were like, I really want da 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 da. Never learn, get burned by ugly dudes just came to my head. And then hence the name of the song. When it comes to matching a verse and a pre with the energy that it needs for a chorus, sometimes I struggle a little bit. With a key change, amazing what could happen.
It is pretty much following on from the verse, and then the drums have just added to it really. This little click, piano. I feel like the magic is your vocals for sure, and all the harmonies. We've got a vocoder on here.
In between as well, we just, I'm getting so full, keep on serving it up. The whole track is just fun.
We were thinking about like how you play it live as well.
Oh, I can't wait.
We added this high synth.
Oh yeah.
If anyone wants to check my presets, added this little breakdown. And that's well done. 80s pop upbeat banger. There we go.
Written the chorus years ago. When I wrote it, I was like, it was a bit country for what I was doing now, but I've always really liked country music, so it always finds a way into something somehow. And we finished a session, we had like an hour left, and we were like, oh, what should we do? I showed it to you and Jared. Jared got out his guitar and he actually got out that violin string. He made a cello guitar.
I was on the piano, riffing
over. It
felt
really beautifully, One of my favourite parts of the song is like, obviously I think the chorus is really beautiful, but I love the pre. And also what's a fun fact about the lyrics, I don't know if you know this, at my muggle job waitressing, there is this couple that still come in, and one time they sat there, they spent about £200 on champagne and they had the biggest argument. That's when the lyric, and now we're just that couple in the corner, came from. And I also
I didn't know that.
With the piano that you brought into that was like just...
Yeah, melodically as well, we went to the relative minor, so I think kind of like gave that sadness a little bit. Chorus starts on the... And then I think vocally as well, you kind of went up.
The first verse and the first chorus, I'm pretty sure they were done like within minutes of each other. We tried to redo a few of the vocals, but it just didn't work because the tone was so soft,
exactly.
and we just kind of nailed it in the first couple of takes. I'm like a comping queen, and I like insist on comping all my vocals. We were about to bounce these, and we realised we hadn't actually comped the second verse.
Kat loves comping her vocals. I kind of go outside for a lunch break. I think me and Jared went to and got a pint.
Yeah, you did. I was saying it. like, and now we're just, and now we're just, and now we're just.
Production-wise, it's actually not that much because it's a ballad. We kind of wanted to keep it stripped, and I think really we just wanted it to show off the song and your vocals.
And I would just that couple in the corner.
Got some electric guitar here, kind of doing like the higher end. We've got a lot of ooze here.
Who doesn't love an ooh?
And we'll take home separate taxis, but we still both meet in mine.
I love that move, that's so great.
Yeah, sometimes less is so much more.
100%.
As being like the songwriter, it's important for me to have people listen to the song kind of the first time and get it straight away without kind of having to be like, oh, let me listen to it a couple times and try to figure out what she's actually saying. What I really like about this song is obviously it is pretty much like a struggling relationship, but I really love the word good woman. It's rude and it's like provocative and it's like, I'm a good woman, which is kind of almost like demoralizing yourself in a sense, like, why can't someone love me? I'm a good woman. And I think that's like really quite a strong lyric, and I think it shows like how sometimes you doubt yourself in relationship, and I think it didn't need much more than that, but everything that is there for a purpose.
Yeah, I'm a good woman who needs a little love.
Then we've got all the harmonies here.
I'm a good woman who needs a little love.
Yeah, that's so great.
I really like when you can take vocals and almost use them as like pad synths. No one else has that sound.
Acoustic guitar here.
Oh,
We've got the
that's the
electric.
jingle of my bracelet in the back.
Oh, yeah. All like the tremolo guitar.
I feel like that makes such an impact. Pretty
With
much
the piano and then the bass.
It's just mostly a vocally heavy track that just relies on the melody and the
writing.
vocals and the writing, yeah.
The lyrics, yeah.
Yeah, with some beautiful piano. That's Good Woman. Stream it now.